Hello, and welcome back to episode number 6. This is Race Review. We're going to just dive straight into this one. I know I haven't done one of these in a while. My apologies. Life has been pretty busy, so everything from a lot of the races that we've been doing in California and also here locally. I built a new go-kart, so that also took forever because I am not an expert mechanic, unfortunately, at the moment at least. So it's very difficult for me to build those things quickly, and even with my mechanic's help, it does take some time. But we are back. I'll hopefully be getting a couple of these videos out over the next couple of days, as I've got a little bit of extra spare time on my hands, and hopefully you enjoy. So we're at winter race number 10, and as you can see here, we're starting to heat in third place. So we'll just get this playing here. Let's see. We're in the pits right now. So there we go. We're out for green. Oh, no, we're doing qualifying here. I totally forgot about that. Do you want to watch qualifying? Qualifying is usually pretty boring. I don't think any exciting happens. So I'm going to spare you the boredom of dealing with that. All right. So here we are. Race number 10. We have qualified P2. So we're right next to number 8, Toby here, who's been racing since he was about, I don't know, like 6-7 years old. There's our race director telling us not to push each other at the start. So he's lined up right next to us. We're going to see if we can nail that start, really put the pressure on. We got to make sure we get the start right. There's a lot of people behind us. We want to make sure that, we get out ahead of them. We're very even on pace, so it's going to be just a straight drive. So we're here at the start-finish line. We're going to wait for that green. We're going to wait till he goes. And he's going. We're going. Green flag is flown. He moves over to cut us off. Wasn't really necessary because he's already ahead, but we'll make it. We clean this corner easily. Nice, easy start. We didn't gain any positions, but we definitely protected our second place. And then right in this straightaway, we'll just suck right up to him with the draft. That's the benefit of this track and this layout that we run, is that you see right there, we just pulled a ton of space on him, easily catching back up. And luckily now, because we've got that draft, seeing him a little bump out of the corner because he had a less than ideal exit. Now that we got that draft, what we can really do is start to pull away from the rest of the field. And that way, that means that we get to secure a first and a second place regardless of what happens, whereas if you can't pull away from the rest of the pack, then you end up risking your guaranteed either first or second place, right? Because if you're way far ahead of everybody else, you can battle it out at the end, and worst case, you'll end up second. Whereas if you got a whole pack, a whole train of carts behind you at the end, then if you make a mistake, you'll end up being, fifth, and you get freight train on the last lap, and that always sucks. So we want to be strategic and smart, but I said screw it, I'm gonna pass him. It's early on in the race, it's the heat, easily get through. He's not really putting much of a fight up. It's early in the race. I think I can go faster. I think the two of us can have more speed if I'm out front, which is part of the reason why I passed him, because I said, hey, look, I think we can break away faster if it's just you and I work together. Whether he agrees or not, I don't know, but we'll see. So we're just going to keep pushing it here, and now it's really just about putting in some clean laps. There's nothing real going on. I mean, if he wants to really fight his way back to get ahead of me, he can do that, and then he'll do that. It is what it is. But he's not really contesting it because ultimately he doesn't really want to deal with some of the dipshits that are... No offense. Well, we won't call them dipshits, but he's pushing me there, and it's not that it's not nice to race with other drivers. It's more that it's strategically more intelligent for us to pull away from the other drivers, because we have nothing to gain by battling early on in the race, right? We're just playing our cards smart. We're not playing anything that we don't need to play because there's no real need for it. So yeah, we just keep putting in those clean laps one by one, hitting our marks, driving pretty cleanly here, not really making many big mistakes, keeping it tidy. It's pretty warm, but it's not too hot, so we kind of had a good amount of grip, a good amount of speed. a little bit of a bog down on some of those slower corners just from the heat, and the tires are pretty gripped up, but we're still moving pretty quickly. Getting a couple bumps down the straightaway from Toby, that's really what he's working towards as well. He doesn't want to really risk anything, and he'll always be able to fight for that position. And then you can see in the background of the screen there, those other karts way up there trailing behind. We just keep hitting our marks. We've really built up a big gap to the rest of the field as we continue to lead this race. Hit the curb, hit the apex nicely, roll out the corner, dive in, hit that curb, keep it positioned to the left for the entry into off camber. A little bit wide on entry there, but we still corrected it on exit. We got lots of grip on the front left. Load it up, don't slide through Daytona, and just gradually open it up so we can loosen it up as much as possible to get as much acceleration out of that corner as possible, because it's very difficult. It's very easy to get that corner exit right because it's very easy for it to bind up, and then you end up losing a ton of time on that straightaway. So yeah, there's another big kart train there, and that's really the advantage of working together with whoever's in first and second and third, is that you can just gap everyone behind you. See, they're all back there already because they've been duking it out, and we've been strategic. And that's the value of using your brain when you race and not just racing hard all the time. And you see that with a lot of racers. You know, there's some very intelligent racers who are very clever, who will work with you and be strategic and plan ahead. And there's other racers who just race with their heart and they just want to have fun and they just go all out all the time. And those are just different styles of racing, right? And you have different people have different objectives when they race. Me, I want to win. And I've found this way to be a little bit more effective in securing that. And again, we're so far ahead because we've used the power of teamwork, even though we're not technically teammates. But you make friends when it's convenient on the racetrack. Actually, in politics, that's how it works too, ironically. But we won't dive into that metaphor. This is the benefit of working together with people on a track. You build a gap to the rest of the field. We are 2 laps to go, so this is when it gets spicy because we just built up this gap to the guys behind us. Excuse me. So there's 1 and 2. I know I'm gonna finish either first or second, which allows me to really relax because this is not even the main event. This is just the heat, and that determines my starting position for the main. So now I'm like, well, just work with me and let's leave it to the last lap. We really don't need to risk that much. There's no pressure on either of us. I mean, technically there's pressure on me. Okay, now he goes for it. Technically there's pressure on me because he's been behind me the whole race. But guess what? I can pass him again. He's going to defend the inside. What are we going to do? We're going to stick behind him a little bit longer. Look for the right opportunity. We got another whole lap. There's no one behind me. There's no risk to me. I can take all the risks I want. And he has to be intelligent and try and protect so that I can't get by him. All the pressure's on him now. White flag, 1 lap to go. This will be easy overtake. We just have to figure out planning it at the right time. We got right up on his bumper. Oh, he went a little bit wide there, so that's going to be our opportunity right then and there. Or are we just going to stick our nose up the inside? He goes to defend, but we're already there. He can't do that. I'm there. I'm in your way, buddy. So we go right through the inside. Nice and clean. We just placed ourselves brilliantly there, and that worked out quite well. I'm happy with that. A little bit of slide on the apex there. That was unfortunate. We're going to keep trying to hold this position. We're going to keep it on the inside here going into turn 5. What are we going to do? Oh, we went a little bit wide there, and he's taking that opportunity to go down the inside. That was our mistake. Should have covered that, but that happens. I thought about doing the dive bomb, and I said, you know what? We're in the heat. We still got another whole race to go with, and we're still on the front row for the start of the main event. So that'll work. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the heat.